What's up, Blazionaires and Blazionettes? So, I am going to be reviewing Season 3 of Arrow. So, if you are not all caught up on the show by now, there's going to be spoilers, just so you know. So, go get caught up. Now, so, after they mentioned Ra's al Ghul in Season 2, and then Deathstroke just happened to come into town and push that possibility, or, he just sort of knocked Ra's al Ghul's introduction out of the way, and then we're like, oh, so Slade Wilson's here, okay. So now, with Slade Wilson out of the way, now we get to finally see Ra's al Ghul, and I gotta say, the actor they chose for him, I thought he was pretty damn good, and when we finally do get to see him go up against Oliver Queen, finally in the mid-season finale, I didn't think they'd have the balls to do what they did. I mean, when Ra's al Ghul when he beat Oliver Queen, I knew that was going to happen, that he was going to beat him, but I didn't expect him to kill Oliver Queen. I didn't expect that. I thought he was just going to wound him and leave him for dead, or assume that he died, and then we're just going to see, I don't know, but he killed him to the point where there was almost no way for him to come back from that. I'm like, wow. And this is also the birth of Olicity. Oh. But it wasn't too bad in this season, I guess. I mean, I guess it was okay. But, like, the whole Oliver and Felicity felt kind of forced to me. Even though, during seasons 1, or mostly season 1, I'm like, how is Oliver not attracted to this woman? I mean, like, her being socially awkward and helping her, and her helping him, after she finds out that he's, the Hood, as he was referred to in season 1. I'm thinking, how come there's nothing going on between those two? Their relationship, taught me, or reminded me, to be careful what you ask for. But it just didn't feel nothing. It just didn't feel right. I mean, I didn't see it. I don't know. I mean, I think they were just responding to, like, many fans, like, yes, make it happen, make it happen. We're so pissed that Oliver supposedly pretended to love, Felicity when he tricked, Deathstroke. And like, oh, what a letdown. That's exactly what it should have been, where he was just like, nope, I don't feel that way about you. It was all a plan. You were a decoy to bring down Deathstroke. So, but anyway, it is what it is. And as the season goes on, where Oliver is back from the dead, and then he's back in the city, and then Ra's al Ghul is just making it serious hell for him, like, to the point where, he's like public enemy number 1 in Star City. And then we have Ray Palmer, who's introduced here, and then played by Brandon Routh. He was Superman like before that, and then that's pretty interesting. And I think him and Felicity have better chemistry. I think it should have just been those two dating, where I don't know. I guess where Felicity does start to develop stronger feelings for Oliver after he, basically, used her as bait, like in the season 2 finale, and then she kind of struggles with that, and while trying to develop a relationship with Ray, I guess. This is basically the beginning of, where you just like, this is like the beginning, like, where you think to yourself, damn, Ray cannot catch a break with the women. Like, what is wrong with you ladies? He's a good guy. But, and another crazy thing that I forgot to mention, like, I almost forgot to say this, when the death of Sarah, that's another thing that really, that was really like, what the fuck? What? Like, who killed her? I mean, like did Ra's al Ghul have somebody kill her? Or, like, what's going on? But Malcolm Merlyn used poor Thea as bait, put her under control with this little, like, with some type of plant or whatever, and made her kill Sarah. And fully well know that Ra's al Ghul was gonna, was gonna have, was gonna not gonna let that slide. He was gonna there's gonna be repercussions from him, and then he just puts Thea's life like in danger. Like what? Like what the hell? But that's where the character Malcolm Merlyn was on his way to becoming a very pointless character. Man. But I still liked how that, I do like that little twist, and I thought the mid-season finale was pretty intense, especially when it got to where Oliver finally got on top of the mountain, and then him and Ra's al Ghul are duking it out in the cold, no shirts on, like like okay, but I mean they're both warriors, so the cold ain't shit to them, like where they ain't nothing compared to what they've been through, especially Oliver Queen. I mean, come on. And I mean the flashbacks that's where they started to be like, okay, what? That's where they started to be a little off. I mean I guess like with I guess I don't know. I mean, I think the flashbacks in season 3 weren't that bad, but that's where they were on their way to really being like, okay, what the hell? I mean, like, I thought you were on the island for 5 years. What's going on here? And then first you're off the island, and you're back on the island, or off on what? But this was still a pretty damn good season, and I liked how Ra's al Ghul shook things up, but I do not like that. I do not like that. That Quentin Lance finds out that Oliver Queen is the Arrow, as they called him in that season. I thought they were gonna find some way to throw him off, like again, but apparently not. It is okay. It's whatever, and the season ended kind of like where things are not that great with Team Arrow, like especially with him and Diggle, like where he's under Ra's al Ghul's control, and he gives him a new name and he's whatnot, and he's not Oliver anymore apparently, and so that was a pretty interesting thing to see too, and it was pretty dark and intense to see Oliver go through that transformation. Yeah, I mean, like it was pretty crazy, and the way it ended though, I did not agree with that. It ended like to the point where it seemed like it was gonna be all okay. Everything's all happy and cheesy. No cliffhangers, no nothing. Everything is all happy, peachy. Especially with Oliver and Felicity, they leave Star City and they're like, "Yes, I'm happy." That's almost like that's how it would end. Like if they decide to cancel the show. I'm glad that wasn't the case, but I don't know. They didn't give us any sort of hints of what threat that they're going to be facing next season. I mean, I don't know. It just ended a little too happy to me. Oh, that's what I'm saying. But still a great season overall. So this gets 4 chair spins out of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 salt chair spins. So and like I said on my review on The Flash, like what the crossover thrown in there too, that was pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I've had to say, I mean, like Ra's al Ghul, he was almost as good as a villain as Deathstroke. Right now, the villain of season 5 right now is sort of like on his way to like knocking Ra's al Ghul to number 3 in the top 3. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But oh no, it had its flaws, but it was still a pretty good season. So yeah, so I think I'm all done with this countdown here. So I will have my review for season 3 of Flash and season 5 of Arrow, and I guess season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl. I mean, that's pretty crazy how, there's other shows now mangled up here. Even though Supergirl is technically not part of the Arrowverse, but at the same time, she is. I mean, like, they're part of the, the crossover and stuff. But anyway, yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review for Arrow Season 3, make sure you thumb up the video and make sure you click subscribe if you're a newbie to the channel. Thank you for watching, and feel free to share your thoughts. What is your favorite season of Arrow so far? You better tell me. Don't leave me hanging. You better tell me. And what show of the Arrowverse is your favorite? So far. You better tell me too. Now I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.